Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Outgrow's Marketer of the Month. I'm your host, Dr. Saksham Sharda. I'm the creative director at outgrow.co. And for this month, we're going to interview Rytis Lauris, who is the co-founder and CEO of Omnisend. Thanks for joining us, Rytis.
Yeah, thanks for inviting. Great pleasure to be here.
So, Rytis, we're going to start with a rapid fire round just to break the ice. You get 3 passes. In case you don't want to answer the question, you can just say pass, but try to keep your answers to 1 word or 1 sentence only, okay?
Let's do it.
All right, so the first one. At what age do you want to retire?
I don't know yet. Not
Okay,
yet.
so that's going to be a pass. How long does it take you to get ready in the mornings?
Oh, 1.5 hours. It takes long.
Okay. Most embarrassing moment of your life?
Pass.
Fill in the blank. An upcoming marketing trend is blank.
Omnichannel.
The city in which the best kiss of your life happened?
Vilnius. Capital city of Lithuania.
Pick one, Mark Zuckerberg or Jack Dorsey?
Zuckerberg.
The first movie that comes to your mind when I say the word ambition?
Gladiator.
When did you last cry and why?
Because I was watching sensitive movie. It was maybe 3 months ago or something.
Okay. How do you relax?
Hanging out with friends mainly. Meeting people I love and I like.
A habit of yours that you hate?
Procrastination.
The most valuable skill you've learned in life?
Dealing with people.
And the last question is your favorite Netflix show?
I don't have one.
Okay. Well, so that was the end of the rapid fire round. You scored, I think, 7 on 10 because technically you had 3 passes. Let's go on to the bigger questions now. The first one is, tell us what Omnisend is all about. Like, what are the pain points of marketers that you are trying to tackle with Omnisend?
Yeah, so Omnisend is marketing automation platform tailored for those who do sell online for e-commerce businesses. So we help anyone who sell online to communicate with their existing customer base by sending emails, text messages, SMS messages, web push notifications, as well as synchronizing with Google and Facebook ads in order to run lookalike audience campaigns or retargeting campaigns. And it's all based on like data. And this is a very important part of our product and the offer we provide for the customer. So basically we do as a platform, you plug us into your existing online store. We do analyze a lot of your customer behavioral data. And based on that, we help you to automate your campaigns, to run better segments, to run automated campaigns via those different channels, which I have already named.
And what role does this data play exactly? Tell us more about the data.
Yeah, so it's the best segmentation or the best personalization, which can happen is really when you analyze your customer behavior and based on their intent, on their habits, which they disclose for you, not by filling in any form, but by their actual behavior on your website, their purchase behavior, their browsing behavior, is that data which really helps you to make your marketing messages more relevant. And what do we mean by that? So basically, it's all segmentation, automation, and personalization made in that way instead of just replacing dear customer with your name, which is not the real personalization. So it's based on that. If Saksham is browsing our online store and I am an online store owner, and I do identify that you're interested in that specific group of products, and I have your permission to communicate with you, and Omnisend in this case, or other tool, triggers the automated campaign with a content which is relevant to your interest, which you just disclosed by browsing that specific category. So that campaign will be way more effective in comparison of me making a decision that I want to promote you something if I'm a marketer. So that's where data really helps to make more effective and more relevant marketing.
Could you give us like a practical example or case study of someone using Omnisend in this way, some company or like someone our audience can associate with?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are mainly serving like small and medium-sized businesses. Among them, we do have companies like Lego, Samsung, or Unilever, which are not small. But in this case, I would like to share probably the Toak chocolate, which is a really great story of craft and luxury chocolate. And they were in business for already 12 years, and they were mainly producing like really luxury quality, good quality, great quality chocolate bars and selling them on fine food stores offline. But when the COVID kicked in, they were made forced to start more digital presence and restart their D2C business. And they chose Omnisend as their partner for doing retention marketing, email marketing, and SMS marketing. And with in their example, so where they started with automating their email campaigns. So, and instead of sending one welcome email, they started sending 4 welcome emails. And for them, email sequence, which is automated sequence, yeah. So the person just signs up for your newsletter. This sequence of welcome emails is generating them. They have kind of a really great. Just let me find some. Yeah, so 47% of open rate, which is amazing, and 18%, which is even more important, 18% of conversion rate. So that's a great example.
Mm-hmm.
And after seeing this initial success of, let's say, fixing their email sequence, we start automating more and more, like post-purchase automations, abundant cart reminders, customer reactivation automations, which basically after a certain time, if customer is not visiting your website and not purchasing from you, the automated campaign is being started. So now for Toak chocolate, automated emails generate around 39% of their revenue coming from email, and it only is being assigned of 2% of their email traffic. So you can imagine how much more relevant the content is, and from way better engagement, because the customers are waiting for such messages because they are way more relevant for them. So like 2% of the traffic, 39% of revenue coming from email. So that's a great example of you having a lot of great automations in place, reflecting your business, of course. As let's say in this case, they have a very unique story of the company, of the business. They sell a very unique product. They never discount. They never do like Cyber Monday, Black Friday
Mm-hmm.
campaigns, which are kind of those. The season is really approaching us now. They never do any discounts,
Mm-hmm.
but they base their business on stories, and they tell those stories via automated campaigns.
Mm-hmm. And so in their case, you're saying it was primarily the pandemic that brought them to this fear. But what do you think, what tends to motivate an organization in general to go omnichannel?
So it's kind of like two things. First one, I would say, like in this case, made them to go digital. It's first thing. So pandemic, because like just brick and mortar stores were closed
Mm-hmm.
globally. It's the first thing. Second thing is like omnichannel, when they do understand that the single channel doesn't work anymore. And the third thing is really when you start working with your existing customer base more, because the acquisition cost primarily, which are the cost for Facebook or Google ads, the price for those increased so much, like 2 to 2.5 times, depending on the country you're advertising at, in the past
Mm-hmm.
couple of years. So it really makes you to think more about retaining your customers, and to think more about lifetime value of a customer, because usually the first transaction which you get from the customer is lost. So you have to retain those customers, and email, text messages, web push notifications are great channels to retain those customers. And of course, email is still the most effective channels from those, but augmenting them with text, SMS, MMS messages with web push notifications, it's what you have to do. So like directly to a question, I think the search of more customer retention channels is what really helps marketers to find new channels, and those channels are extremely effective, as email is
And
as well.
and what makes a good incentive for the audience to click on the email? Like, how often should one be sending marketing emails in the first place?
It really depends on your business, and there is no kind of one golden rule of how you should approach this question. So the rule of thumb, I would say, is as often as your customers are still willing to receive. What do I mean by that? So Talk Chocolate, which I just presented as a case study, yeah, so they're not sending frequently. They're mainly relying on automated campaigns. Then they have a trigger and coming from their customers. Yeah, they know that their customer are in interest of something, and then they trigger automated campaigns. If you are a daily deal and that's what you promised, that you are always playing with discounts, with campaigns, maybe you are outlet shop, so and you can be sending daily. That's fine if that's what you promised to your subscribers. So probably that's the most important thing. You have to keep what you promised while people were subscribing to your campaigns. Because once we're talking about email, SMS, push notification campaigns, they are all opt-in based. You have to have permission from your customers to communicate via those channels. So if you promised that there's going to be a daily discount and that's what your business does, that's a perfect to send on daily basis. If you promised that's going to be a monthly roundup of new collections, etc., that's please keep the promise and do that. So there is no one answer to this. And what makes to engage with an email, which clicks, like your question was about clicks, so clicks losing their importance, especially due to iOS 15 update. So those who are reading our emails on Apple devices, Omnisend or other ESPs are not able to record opens anymore. And in the markets as United States, Canada, UK, Australia, it is about half of the audience who are using Apple devices to read their emails. So opens are losing their significance and relevance. And we really encourage you to replace open with engagement metrics, of engagement metrics like clicks on the email, like conversions, which conversions actually the main metric which matters the most. So relevant content is what makes you click. And look, so again, from the same case study of Dog Chocolate, yeah. So for like 47% of open rate and 18% of conversion rate. You can get such numbers only from the messages which are relevant for the audience, for those who are receiving those messages. And why are those relevant? Because they are sent timely with a content which is relevant for their subscriber, for the receiver of the message. So probably that's the main thing, is really be relevant for your audience, and you will get good metrics.
And what makes a good incentive for the audience to click on the email? Because you're saying clicks aren't so important now, but like, what would be the incentive, that you have seen people use? Because you also said you don't believe in, Black Friday discounts and everything. Then what kind of incentives should people be using, and how often should someone? I already asked you that, but yeah, the incentives question.
So it's. Myself, I do believe in discounts and incentives. It's just our customer, which I was referring to Chocolate. They don't believe in incentive, and because they are a luxury brand of chocolate in this case, if you're a luxury brand, usually you don't discount. That's fine. Personally, or as a marketer, I do believe in discounts, and they work just well. So like discounting, offering free delivery. Time-sensitive offers is another thing, which is really makes people to be more engaged with your messages. So like fear of missing out is always working the best, etc. Yeah, so probably that's what really, as I said, relevancy, adding on top like fear of missing out, really great deals, and that's what makes emails or text messages to be more engaged.
And what are your thoughts on marketing automation then?
So, I just like shared some data. So I'm a strong believer in the great future of automated marketing. And I think one day, like entire marketing will be automated, and the computers, AI algorithms will do a lot of marketers' job. I don't believe that the creative will be replaced. Still, great copyright, great images are important, and those are being done mainly by humans, by marketers. But like when to send, what message to communicate, when to communicate, it's more and more being those decisions are being done by computers, by AI, etc. And I'm a strong believer that that's a path entire marketing is going.
Hmm. And to what extent do you think new marketing channels are taking over email marketing, like traditional email marketing?
Yeah, so like email marketing is, if we're talking about retention marketing, so email marketing is still the most effective channel. And but at the same time, we do see the great adoption rate for SMS marketing, for web push notifications, and like return on investment, and then some like conversion metrics of those two channels are just great. They're just being underused, underutilized, I would say. So I really would encourage any marketers to use those channels more, to utilize, because they are highly effective. And I know especially like small businesses or medium-sized businesses and marketers of those businesses, they sometimes think, let's say, that email is just not email, but SMS is or email is less intrusive, and SMS is a bit too much intrusive as a channel. But it's not the case. And why it's not the case? Because we just see the great results, and like it's so easy to unsubscribe from text message nowadays. So if you are US or Canada based, you just send reply with stop message, and they're being stopped immediately. If you are based anywhere else in the world, you have a link in text messages, very short link, similar to what you have in emails. So it's so easy to unsubscribe from this communication. So people are feeling way and more comfortable nowadays to subscribe to this channel as they used to be in like 2 years ago.
Okay, and when it comes back to like e-commerce email marketing, let's say, what are some simple ways by which one can improve the open rates in e-commerce email marketing campaigns?
Automate.
Mhm.
So again, just the only thing which I would advise, so like be more relevant. Yeah, so automate. It really improves engagement, improves conversions a lot. One thing. A second thing is really segment. So based again on the same data which you are collecting from the customer behavior, you can still run like bulk campaigns, not individualized emails, but like the better you nail the needs of the specific segment, the better engagement your campaigns and your emails and text messages have.
Mhm. And how do you tackle all the stages of the customer interaction life cycle? Like, what is your strategy towards this?
So in our case, if you are not sure about the question, it's kind of more question: how do we help our customers, or how do we tackle of our customers? I mean,
Well, I think both are good. So I think you can answer it in
okay,
both ways, and that would be helpful. So how
okay.
do you tackle it, and how do you recommend one should tackle it?
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Yeah, so maybe just mainly about our customers,
Mhm.
as you know, our own customers, they are businesses, but we work with e-commerce stores who do sell for people. So it's like a B2B and B2C. Those
Mhm.
tactics are a little bit different. So in our case, again, we work with retention marketing mainly.
Mhm.
So it's kind of why do you start this journey? Yes, if you start with acquisition and the first visit, so we start there. So once you have a visitor to your website or your online store, so what is very important is really to convert your visitors into subscribers, because on average, like 2 to 3% of your visits, they end up as a conversion. I mean, transaction, like money transaction, a purchase. So what does that mean? That 89, 87%, 90, 98% of your traffic is being just lost. So what you can do, the best is really try to convert some of that traffic into subscribers, which will give you the second chance to convert them later. So really using tactics as like subscription forms, pop-ups, they're highly effective. And we start helping there. So really converting that traffic into subscribers. If someone is not purchasing from you now, give them a second chance to do that later. Give the incentive to subscribe. That's how you as a business will get the opportunity to retain those customers or to activate them. So that's where we start. Yeah. So really from the visitor to the subscriber, either it's email, or SMS, or push notification subscriber, and then really activating for helping to convert for a first time with welcome campaigns, with like activation campaigns. Usually discounts are highly effective, free delivery, samples if you have ones, sending free samples. Those tactics are highly effective there, and then following by retention campaigns. Yeah, so cart abandonment campaigns, just bulk campaigns with your own content, etc. When it's post purchase campaigns, then you send like thank you for ordering, asking for review, generating UGC, user generated content as reviews in forms of reviews, evaluating your service, evaluating like NPS score, etc. And reactivation campaigns as well. After certain time of inactivity, then automated campaigns are being initiated to try to reactivate some of those potentially lost customers.
Okay, so reactivation is the last step. Anything beyond that?
Usually we don't see any good results beyond that. So
okay,
and that's I mean it's kind of, and that's natural, and it's a good question, and we can actually tackle this topic a little bit. Sometimes I see that marketers, they see their subscriber list as a huge asset, which is an asset, but relevance and recency of your subscribers is extremely important. So if you have a subscriber which has subscribed to your communication 5 years ago, and they have not engaged with your messages in the past 12 months, nothing will happen. That contact is just dead, unfortunately. But you have to admit it to yourself, and you just have to clean it up and delete it from your subscriber list, mailing, SMS, etc. So the active contacts is the asset, but not the entire subscriber list. If you have a lot of inactive subscribers there, so you will not be able to convert them into active if they're inactive for, let's say, 12 months. Yeah, usually it's 6 months already, but 12 months of inactivity means the contact is dead. There is no way to reactivate them.
Okay, so all right. So the last question for you is, what would you be doing if not this?
Good. So probably myself, I would be selling online. So now I'm not selling online. I'm facilitating those who do sell online, or we as Omnisend, we are facilitating those. But I'm a strong believer in e-commerce. And I think that disruption is only happening now, and for upcoming 7 to 10 years, it will still be happening. And the transformation of how do people sell, of how do people purchase, of how do brands communicate with their customers is changing. The habits are changing, and this disruption will continue to happen. It didn't happen over a couple of years, but COVID has accelerated that a lot. So I'm a strong believer in the great future of e-commerce. So I would be selling by myself.
Selling, buying, facilitating. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for joining us for this month's episode of Outgrow's Marketer of the Month. That was Rytis Lauris, who is the co-founder and CEO of Omnisend. Thanks for joining us, Rytis.
Thanks for inviting.
Check out their website for more details, and we'll see you once again next month with another Marketer of the Month. Thank you.